Well, good morning, YouTube. It's been. I looked at the videos that I made, and in another month it would have been a year since I last posted on this channel, and the time certainly does go by. So I figured I'd come out here and sit on porch couch and just say a little bit about what's going on and all of that. I've been pretty busy. I've been working for the town, driving a plow. It's actually one of the first days that it's nice out this winter. We got a couple of storms, a lot of rain, um, leading me to have to do some interesting things with my septic system to keep it running. But yeah, getting closer to spring. We're gonna start the farm up again, or at least start the garden up again. The farm hasn't really stopped. Our plan is this year we're going to Cobleskill, New York, which is like kind of in the center of the state. And we're going to get 4 goats. We're getting Nigerian dwarf goats. And they're going to be 3 does, 3 females, and 1 buck, a male. And we're going to use them for dairy, so that we can have goat's milk and make goat butter and goat fudge. Cop just drove by. I don't know what that was all about, but oh, you know what it was? There was an accident. Oh no, it was an activated fire alarm up the road, and I had the scanner on because you never hear sirens out here. When you do, it's like, ooh, I wonder what's going on. So I put the scanner on, and it was an activated fire alarm. But yeah, we're gonna go up to middle of New York, Cobleskill, New York, and pick up those goats. We went to a chocolate show either last weekend or the weekend before, where you could try all sorts of like chocolate wine and chocolate, you name it. They made it with chocolate, and they also had really good pickles. But the place where we got the fudge from, the little stall that we got the fudge from, is a farm that has goats, and I got to talking with the guy there because I can basically get to talking with anybody about farming. And he said, "Oh yeah, we have a huge herd, and we're getting it bigger. We have a huge herd of Nigerian dwarf goats." And I'm like, "That's what we're looking for. That's what my family wants to do. That's what we want to put in on our farm." And so he gave me his card. He said, "Call me around April, and he'll have some goats for us." So that'll be good. Drive out there, pick them up, bring them home. But some of my more astute viewers, anybody who's even going to see this at this point is somebody who's pretty astute, because I haven't done anything with this in a year, will have noticed that I changed the name of the channel to New England Swamp Yankee. And some of you, if you're not from essentially the tri-corner area of Eastern Connecticut, Western Rhode Island, and South Central Massachusetts, you're not going to be familiar with that term. Now, for a long time, I've been searching for some kind of a culture. I did the whole dressing Amish thing, and I still dress plain. I do occasionally wear belts now. You can see I'm in my overalls. I literally just got done with farm chores this morning, and I had been searching for this culture, this thing to be a part of, and I don't really know how I stumbled across this term, but in this area, it's very prevalent for rural dwellers like myself, rural farmers, to literally do everything. I mean, work on all your cars, work on all your equipment, grow your own food. A lot of guys go out maple sugaring and that kind of stuff. And years ago, the rich northern people were known as Yankees. And I'm not rich. I never will be. I never have been. I never will be. And basically I had to learn how to do everything myself. And I've said this in other videos. I had to learn how to do all of the stuff that anybody else would pay somebody to do because I've just been poor my entire adult life. And I didn't realize it, but the rural dwellers in this area, up into Massachusetts and over into Connecticut and down throughout most of Rhode Island, as long as it's a rural area and swampy, are called Swamp Yankees to denote them from the Yankees, who are the rich people. And I read a couple of books. I got a couple of books that I had found sitting around. One was actually at the Big E about, hello, here's my old girl. Here's my old dog. She just came out, but she's a little bit busy. I got a book at the Big E called Swamp Yankees, and then I got another one off of the Amazon called Swamp Yankee. And it was, and I'm reading these books about these people who have lived like this for the past 100 years, you know, doing all their own work and doing all their own farming and their own everything, and most of the time having some kind of a manual labor job, like I do carpentry or fishing or something. And I'm like, this is me. I'm a Swamp Yankee. I didn't know it, and I had been searching for this identity for so long, but I'm like, this is me. And there's a famous cartoonist in Rhode Island, Don Bosquet. He does these, it's all like stereotypical Rhode Island comic cartoons. And he was once asked to define what a Swamp Yankee is. He said, a Swamp Yankee is a self-sufficient, what did he say? He said a Swamp Yankee is a self-sufficient rural dweller who's been here since before the Revolution and hasn't made any money since. And I thought that was kind of funny, and I started reading more articles online about farmers in this area and self-sufficient people in this area, and it's like, this is really me. And there was a time down in the southern part of the state, in Richmond, Rhode Island. They have police, but most of the police are I call them the Mounties, the state police, because they dress like Mounties. In fact, there's a school, a Catholic school in Providence, that calls them, their hockey team and their football team is the Mounties, and their mascot is dressed in a Rhode Island State Police uniform. But so down in southern Rhode Island, in this Richmond area, it's mostly the state police that go on all the calls. And having worked in public safety, I can tell you a lot of your calls involve stupid people, drunk people, stupid drunk people. And one time, the colonel of the Rhode Island State Police, he was so fed up with all these calls he was going on. Somebody had said to him during a press conference, you know, why are the state police stretched so thin in that area? And he says, it's because of all those damn Swamp Yankees. And so one of the reporters asked him, what do you mean by a Swamp Yankee? And he said, I mean all those illiterate wood choppers. And he was so pissed off. This was like back in the 70s or the 80s. He said, all those illiterate wood choppers. So now at the state police barracks down in Richmond, Rhode Island, they still heat it with, as far as I know, they still heat it with a wood stove, or they still have wood stoves in it. And there's an entire shed that has all of the equipment to split the logs and to cut them to size to get them in the stove. And there's a plaque that they had Gorham's in Providence make, that says illiterate wood chopper equipment shed. So I've been searching and trying to find out who I am, and I've basically made peace with the fact that, okay, this is me. I mean, obviously I read. I can read hooked on phonics, work for me. But it's, you know, there's a real culture of self-sufficiency and doing it because you can't afford to have anybody else do it that is kind of ingrained into this area, especially in the areas that are outside of the cities, because the people in the cities have money. The people out here really don't. I mean, I'm not like go to the food pantry poor, but we we work for our food. We put in effort where other people just go and spend money, and really it really struck me as something that this is me. This is the culture I've been searching for. So if you're wondering what a Swamp Yankee is, and saw the change of the the name of the channel, that's what a Swamp Yankee is. That's how we live. I've worked in the fisheries. I've worked in aquaculture, which is pretty much that's my generation's fisheries. We the days of like offshore fishing, they're still there. People still do it, but you're not going to make that kind of money anywhere like you used to, like back in the 60s and 70s. And now the new thing is the aquaculture, and I still go out and do that occasionally. I got a friend who runs a farm, and I help him with that. And it's hard work in all sorts of conditions outside. You know, I mean, my other job, I'm a carpenter. I build sheds, I build greenhouses, I build I can't talk. I still can't say it. Agricultural structures, and briefly took a break from that recently because I wanted to be inside around Christmas time. I said, you know what, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna work for this this interior finish carpentry company. And literally everybody there was doing drugs all the time. They were smoking weed. There was a kid taking the, what do you call them, the whipped creams where you and they come out, and he was sucking on it and getting high doing that. There was a guy who was doing coke in one of the bathrooms, in one of the toilets, you know, the porta potties. And it's like, nobody's doing anything. They're just getting high the entire day. And I'm hanging baseboard and casing windows and installing doors in 3 rooms in a day. And it's taken these guys like 3 days just to do one room because they were all high. And I was like, I can't even be around this. So I had to walk away from that. I was very fortunate that the town I live in hires on-call plow drivers. So this is the coolest job. You show up after 2 inches of snow, and they give you an F550 dump truck with a plow on it, and you have a route, and you go out. They pay you $20 an hour. You're out for anywhere from 16 to 20, 24 hours. You're getting paid $20 an hour to drive in circles. That's it. That's all you do. And you push the snow, and obviously you're plowing, but this is like, I wish we had more snowstorms. I really enjoy it. I change the radio every time I get in there is tuned into some classic rock station out of like Worcester or something, just north of here. And it's always the same songs. It's like Metallica, and it's like Ozzy Osbourne with the Crazy Train and that kind of stuff. And it's like but it's the same songs every hour. Like they're in the same order. So it just gets really old. So I put it on one of the classical music channels that we get around here. And that's what I do. I drive around in circles. I usually have some kind of food with me. Usually before a big snowstorm, my wife will make a cheeseburger bake, which is, this thing is good. I'm going to have to share a video on that because it's a cool way to do cheeseburgers, and they come out really nice. They taste like Five Guys cheeseburgers. And I'll have a few of those in the truck with me. I'll have a big bottle of water. I've got places figured out where I can stop and pee, and I'm good. It's a really nice way to make money. I just wish we got more snow. And waiting on hearing from a couple of places, a couple of different things. I had applied with a Mennonite company up in Massachusetts to, basically they're looking for a lead carpenter to build tool sheds, pergolas, greenhouses, that kind of stuff. And the cool part is I'd be in charge of a crew of kids that just graduated from a tech high school. And I would also be working with kids who they got involved with the justice system, like they stole something or they got into a fight or something, and they got arrested for it. And instead of going to prison, they said, look, you're going to learn a trade. And this company, it's a Christian company, it's a Mennonite company. They do work with those kids, and they teach them how to do carpentry. And I just think that'd be a really cool way to make a living. I love that kind of work, and I would like to help other people to love it too. When I was a paramedic and I was a field training officer for the ambulance, they asked me, they said, why do you, during the interview to be promoted to field training officer, they asked me, they said, why do you want to be a field training officer? And I said to them, I said, I love what I do. I love this type of work, and I want to help other people love it too. And that's exactly why I want to work for this place. I've learned a lot, and I want to, continue to pass that on. I teach my son everything I know, but if I have the opportunity to teach more people, that would really be a blessing for me. So this has been a rambling video to say that basically I'm back. Stuff coming down the pipeline for videos. I've got a nice chainsaw jig that I can turn my chainsaw into a sawmill. It's not the Alaska mill. It's like this thing that it rides on a board. It's a Haydon lumber maker. And I'm going to be cutting some posts for some projects I got inside. I've got this wood stove that I got for free. Somebody put it on the Facebook thing and said they were looking to get rid of it. So me, my son, and a church brother went and we wrestled this thing out of their house, and we got it up on my porch. And I'm going to build a hearth for that. I've been collecting, they were over there, but I'm not going to spin the phone because there's all other sorts of stuff there too. Nothing bad, it's just kind of messy. I've been collecting field stone and different stones. I'm going to make a nice stone surround for it that's enclosed by some 5x5 posts. I'm going to be putting up my greenhouse soon. My wife has finally decided to let me start remaking all the furniture in the house so that we don't have all mismatched stuff, because it kind of looks like a college kid's dorm. And yeah, so I've got a lot coming up, and I'll try to remember to make videos of it, and we'll see where things go. If you're still watching this, if you're still following this channel, I thank you. And I hope that wherever you are, you're comfortable and that God is with you.